Good morning, caregivers. Welcome to Monday. Today is Monday, March 4th. Can you believe it's already March? I know, I can't either. Well, you can tell if you listen to me on Thursday that I'm sounding a little bit better than I did on Thursday, but not quite there. And I'm really glad that this morning anyway, I don't have to sing anywhere, but this afternoon I will be conducting church worship, and part of my job is to lead the music. Oh my goodness. Do you like my hats? I do. I like every one of these hats, so I decided to wear them all today for you because today we're going to talk about hats. So I figured you could see them all. Let me welcome you on behalf of our sponsors, Life in the Carolinas. You can check them out at lifeinthecarolinas.com. It's a wonderful award-winning television show that will tell you what life is like right here in the Carolinas. Check them out. Also, Vitamin Depot on Celanese Road. You can reach them at 803-328-5800. He will ship to you all the products that he has. He has a wonderful line of products. Ask him about Infla 650. It is a product that is amazing for getting inflammation out of your body. And if there's one thing we know, inflammation causes problems in all parts of our body. Has a direct connection to Alzheimer's. So inflammation's a bad thing. Infla 650, Vitamin Depot. You can reach them at 803-328-5800. Well, I have all my hats on today. I just want to show them to you individually first here. Hey, Nisa, thank you for joining. Well, this one, my dear friend Charlotte made for me. They look better when you don't wear them all together, don't they? Well, this one is purple, which is my favorite color. It's a cool looking hat, isn't it? I like it. They messed up my hair a little bit. And then Charlotte gave me this hat. This is a very vintage hat that her mom used to wear. Tell me that's not cool. I make that hat look good, don't I? What do you think, Valerie? You like it? Martha, you like my hat? And then I just bought these for myself to wear in Florida when I'm out walking because, you know, I got to not have skin cancer. I've already been there once. Don't want to do it again. This one actually has, there you go, the little tie-down thingy. So when I'm riding my recumbent trike, my bike hat, my hat doesn't fly away. I like hats, but why do you care? Well, you care because today I'm going to talk to you about this hat. Now this hat, ooh, I got my hair all messed up. This hat is my brain hat. And my story about my brain hat is I was at a senior expo kind of thing where there was a bunch of booths set up. I call it trick or treat for senior citizens because all they do is go around from booth to booth to booth and pick up all the free stuff, and they pay zero attention to why you are there. So one lady came up and picked up my brain hat, put it on her head, and was walking away. And I'm like, hold it. The brain hat is not free. And she had it on her head now. This is not a hat you want to wear on your head. It says Robitussin on the back, you know. She said, oh, but I like it. I said, but it's not free and you cannot have it. But I made this hat to help show the various parts of the brain. And each part of the brain is a different color. And I tell folks, you did not know that your brain had plaid and floral and was flannel. But alas, on my version of the brain, it is. Well, the reason I'm mentioning the brain today, and I'll get back to it here in a minute, is last week on one of my episodes, we had a lady write in asking why her loved one with dementia was cursing so, and it was very upsetting to her and the family, and the loved one just kept on cursing, and it's, oh, what do you do about it? It was just awful. And, you know, I can dig it. And so I sent her an older episode of our podcast that addressed that. I wish I could breathe and talk at the same time. It would be very helpful. So I thought it's been a while since I've talked about that, so let's talk about it with you folks. Well, what we know is when you were growing up, all the words you learned were formed all over your brain, were placed all over your brain. Communication is formed in various parts of the brain. So you learned all kinds of words. And the more words you learned, the more sentences you could make. And then one day you got old enough to say a dirty word, and you did. And one of two things happened in your life as a young child. You either were told, if you ever say that word again, I will beat your butt. That's what happened at my house, except we just didn't say them. I am not kidding you. We had the fear of God. When Mama gave us that look, you know that look, we straightened up. I see so much better without those. Now I see my hair really is messed up. Anyway, we straightened up. We did not use those words. So those words were pushed to the outer reaches of our brain where they lived. Now, if you lived in a home where that was acceptable, it was okay to say those words, then those words are in various parts of your brain. And they have lived in various parts of your brain all your life. And you probably have continued using those words. So they are readily accessible words. They are as accessible in your brain as everyday words, like please and thank you and hello and goodbye and knowing people's names. Now, in my brain, I did grow up with a mama that would have seriously, it would not have been good, not to mention what Daddy would have done. And I've spent my life trying very hard not to say those words. It's just not part of my everyday life, except now with Mama. And my mama was like that too. The cat is walking on my desk. He's going to be right in my face here in a minute. My mama grew up in a home where absolutely those words were not used. My grandma, oh my word, it would not have been good what my grandmother would have done if her children had have spoken like that. But now my mom is using those words. Her favorite word is ass. She likes that word a lot. And she likes that one that begins with SH and ends in it. Y'all can spell that. Oh, my mama can spell it. My mama can say it very frequently. But it's always kind of funny. So why does she do that? Okay, so if in my mama's growing up years, in her adult years, all those words that were dirty words, inappropriate things too, racial slurs, things that you would never say in mixed company, all those get pushed to the outer reaches of the brain. But what we know with Alzheimer's especially, it's destroying the brain from the center out. So the very first bite of the brain that is taken is on the hippocampus. And in my little brain hat here, the hippocampus is this blue fuzzy ball. See it right there? That represents the hippocampus, and it's about in the center of the brain. So the very first bite of the brain is taken on the hippocampus. And then the brain is eaten little by little, further out, until it reaches the furthest regions of the brain. So the brain is being destroyed from the center out. Good morning, Teresa. If the brain is being destroyed from the center out, and it is, then the last part of the brain that is affected by Alzheimer's would be the outer regions of the brain. That's where your oldest memories are. Your very first memories of life are formed in the outer reaches of your brain. And that's why your loved one with dementia will say they want to go home. Please take me home. Take me to Mama. I want Mama. Because remembering Mama is on these outer reaches of the brain. That's where curse words are. So when we can't remember anything else, when life has really gotten us down with Alzheimer's type dementia, we can't make senses, we can't tell you we love you anymore, it's because those words are in the brain, in the part of the brain that has been destroyed, but the dirty words are at the outer reaches of the brain, and that's the part of the brain that remains. Does that make sense? So your response to that needs to not be correcting them. Don't correct them. Don't tell them they're bad for saying those dirty words, because they're saying the words that they have. And if they're saying the words that they have, it's okay. So you might laugh at them. That'll be all right. You may say, that's funny, Mom. I can't believe you said that. Or if it gets really bad, you can do like one caregiver where my mama works. She'll go, what is it she says? Dirty words, dirty words, dirty words, something like that. And it gets my mama's attention. Then Mama will giggle. Which hat should I wear today? Maybe not the brown one. I've got on black and black. I could wear the purple one, though. Pretty cool, don't you think? Well, I hope that explains why your loved one is cursing. Don't get mad at them. Don't yell at them. It won't do any good. It's just going to upset them. I've got to get my hair right. And you want them to have a happy day. You want them to feel good about life. And you want them to smile. And if they're going to say a dirty word, you're just going to go with it. I do all the time. I really do. It's kind of interesting. This week, tomorrow, we're going to talk about a new version of the Serenity Prayer. And I'm not even joking with you. I know y'all can't tell, and I'm being serious. But a new version of the Serenity Prayer that Pastor Gail mentioned in her sermon Sunday before last at River Hills Community Church. And it really struck me. Ooh, it really just hit me square in the face. And I wanted to share it with you. And on Wednesday, we're going to do puzzles and sensory game. I have a series of puzzles and games that I use with folks with dementia. And I am going to show you some of those. On Thursday, we're going to cook Greek onions. Did you make last week's chili? Ooh, we had it twice for leftovers and made a bunch. And this week we're going to make Greek onions. They are so very good. And I hope you will join us for each of those episodes. And then don't forget about our sponsors, Life in the Carolinas at lifeinthecarolinas.com. Wonderful show. Check it out there, and you can see what it's like living in this wonderful part of the world. And then Vitamin Depot, you can reach them at 803-328-5800. They are behind the Dunkin' Donuts on Celanese Road. And David has lots of wonderful natural products. Ask him about that product he has for inflammation called Infla 650. You'll be glad you did. We do not want inflammation in our body. Well, today I'm going to start our scripture verse for this week, and it comes from Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Well, I don't know what caregiving is like for you every day, but if it's like it is for me, there are days that you really need to know that. Good morning, Chris. And you know, it's not just caregiving, it's just life in general. There are days that life in general just throws you a curveball. And you've got to remember, Scripture tells us to fear not, for I am with you, that he upholds us with his righteous right hand. That's good news, isn't it? Well, I hope that today you enjoyed seeing my hats. Yep, Chris, you missed seeing my hats. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning. I had them all on at one time. And I hope you learned why your loved one's cursing. And it's okay. Go with it. Enjoy your day. Smile a lot. And remember, we'll be here tomorrow at 8:15 for What's Going On with Mama. Have a good day. Bye-bye.